Good afternoon, everyone. So, the question is Disneyland closing? With one word, yes, it is closing temporarily. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Arnie. I'm with Pepper Tree Villa. This is the Daily Dose of Disney. I hope you're all having a good day. Here is an update directly from Disneyland. While there have been no reported cases of COVID-19 at the Disneyland Resort, after careful reviewing of guidelines of the Governor of California's executive order and in the best interest of our guests and employees, we are proceeding with the closure of Disneyland Park and Disneyland California Adventure Park beginning the morning of Saturday, March 14th through the end of the month, March 31st. There is no clarification on that date, whether it's going to reopen on March 31st or if it's going to be closed through that time or going to be reopening on April 1st. Nothing confirmed of that yet. Hello, everyone. Richard, thank you. That is the phrase I was going to say. This is an unprecedented closure. Disneyland has been closed in the past. It was closed on November 23rd, 1963. This was the day after JFK's assassination. It was closed the day, September 11th, 2001, because of the attacks. Everyone, I see so many people here in the stream. Thank you so much for being here. Disneyland was closed to the public on May 4th, 2005. That was for a media event to kick off the 50th anniversary of Disneyland. And then we also have conflicting information. I don't remember this because I was there at the time, but in 1994, January of 1994, there was an earthquake in Southern California. And on that date, we had an earthquake. It was called the Northridge earthquake. And I was actually in Fullerton, sleeping on a cement floor that night. It is just absolutely wild. People couldn't go anywhere. Freeways had collapsed. There were fires. There were explosions. There were some serious issues with that earthquake, but I cannot confirm whether or not Disneyland closed for that day or any length of time. At that time, though, Disneyland, Knott's Berry Farm, and Six Flags Magic Mountain all did inspections as these parks are designed to, let's see, what was that one there? I was wondering how you guys would feel about this. Oh, thank you. Yes, Dean, absolutely. This is a big deal. So yeah, the Northridge earthquake, not really too much of a closure. At least I could not confirm anything. So with that information, there was though, let's move forward with this. It's they're proceeding to close the park through the end of the month. Now, the hotels of the Disneyland Resort will remain open until Monday, March 16th. This will give guests the ability to make necessary travel arrangements should their vacations had extended beyond that. And then Downtown Disney during this time will remain open. So if you need your fix of Disney while in Southern California, Downtown Disney will remain open during this time for now. That could change at any moment. Who knows? It's a very fluid situation. But this is one thing that I really felt fantastic about, and bravo Disney for doing this. Disney will continue to pay cast members during this time. The Disneyland Resort will work with guests who wish to change or cancel their visits and will provide refunds to those who have hotel bookings during this closure period. They also anticipate heavy call volume over this next several days and appreciate guests' patience as they work hard to respond to all inquiries. Now, when I originally started doing the research for today, it was going to be about a possible closure because of Anaheim's ban on large gatherings in response to the coronavirus pandemic. And Governor Newsom had even made an announcement. I have it here. Disneyland and other large theme parks will not be required to comply with the governor's order against large gatherings to counter the spread of COVID-19. And that was this morning. Of course, that was changed when Disney decided to go ahead with the closure. Hello, Rob. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. The chat is flying by so quickly. I haven't been able to say hi. Not to mention, I'm trying to read here for everyone. But Newsom, the governor, had actually spoken with Bob Iger on Wednesday about this very subject. And the governor suggested guidelines on limiting large gatherings, which will likely extend beyond March and will extend to pro baseball games, basketball games, and NHL games. all of this, it's affecting everything. So that was, it's historically, this is only the 4th time in the park's history that all operations have ceased fully. This was one of the stories that I saw. This is where it said JFK. It talked about September 11th attacks. They mentioned the Northridge earthquake, but I still could not confirm that. So I can't say for sure whether or not that's true. Hello, Freedom, Timothy, Jeffrey, Donna. Thank you, everyone, so much for being here. The one thing also, if you have booked your package through the Walt Disney Travel Company, you may currently reschedule for a future date still in this year, 2020, without having to pay a $50 change fee. There will be no rebooking fee for making that change. So that's fantastic news. And one more time, I will say it. Breaking news, the Disneyland Resort will temporarily close on Saturday, March 14th, due to the coronavirus pandemic. This is absolutely unprecedented. So, I have some history here. Let me go ahead and mention a couple things here. On this day, on March 12th, Walt Disney was interviewed on the radio by an NBC radio veteran named Elsa Schallert. She was an entertainment correspondent, and they talked about Snow White and also the character Donald Duck. Okay, great. 1987, an art academic and executive entrepreneur and former politician Robert Fitzpatrick was named president of Euro Disneyland. That was in 1987. He resigned a year after the park closed, or not closed, but the park opened in 1992. He resigned a year after that. In 2011, Kim Irvine, who's an art director for Disneyland, she was honored with a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Themed Entertainment Association. She's the daughter of two Disney animators. You'll catch these names, Harvey and Leota Toombs. Yes, that Madame Leota, because her mother, Kim Irvine, was the model of Madame Leota in the Haunted Mansion. The voice is that who did the voice also for Maleficent. So it wasn't her mother's voice, but her mother's image is Madame Leota, and they named it Leota after her because her name is Leota Toombs. So Kim Irvine also was in charge of producing things like the Haunted Mansion Christmas overlay, as well as It's a Small World, and she also did a lot of the trash can decorating for the different lands, so they knew where to fit. So those little ornaments or salt and pepper shakers that you've purchased that have the same designs of those trash cans, thanks to Kim Irvine, that's a thing. And then in 2012, the Magic Kingdom in Florida unveiled the first phase of the new Storybook Circus area of Fantasyland. They had a soft opening on this day. I remember Doug and I were there and we were able to see Dumbo the Flying Elephant in 2012 because it was still in transition into the whole new Fantasyland at that time. So they had, at that time, they had Dumbo the Flying Elephant, the Barnstormer starring the Great Goofini, and the Fantasyland train station, which had been reopened, one of the stops on the Walt Disney World Railroad. One more story. Disneyland Paris has canceled Disneyland Park Adventures annual pass holder event this Friday. They only canceled an event in Paris, so I don't know if they're going to close that park as well, but Disneyland definitely. Yes, I wonder if they used extra downtime to get some of the extra work and clean down. I was wondering that same thing. Let's go to the park. Oh my gosh, Benji, you and I are thinking on the same level there. I'm actually very surprised that Paris is not closing. They are canceling an event for annual pass holders. It was set to take place on Friday night. But two more cast members have been confirmed of having the virus. You're so right, Benji. So due to rising concerns over the transmission of the virus, France has established a temporary ban on gatherings of more than 1,000 people in a confined space. Disneyland Paris has yet to comment directly on the ban. New safety precautions were laid out for various entertainment venues and restaurants, as well as changes to attractions like the suspension of single rider queues. So no single rider queues at Disneyland Paris right now. Wow, that is a lot of information. And in case you did not come In case you weren't here when it started, I just wanted to let you know that I was going to start this morning with a news story talking about Governor Newsom instituting an order against gatherings of 250 people or more. But Disneyland took it one further, and they've decided to close Disneyland starting Saturday, March 14th through the end of the month. There is no clear reopening date at this. Like we've mentioned, this is unprecedented. This is the longest period of time Disneyland has ever been closed. They've only been closed pretty much one day at a time. Yeah, can you believe it? March Madness? Not just suspended, but some stores are saying that it has been canceled. So I'm taking a wait and see on that. Like I said, all of these things have been fluid, so we don't know exactly what's happening until I can get some confirmed news sources on other stories. Then I'll probably make comment on it. But on this one specifically, wow. So if you have any other questions about Disneyland, its closing, whatever, just go ahead and shoot me an email at peppertreevilla@gmail.com, or you can send me a private message on our social media. Okay, Pearl, good. You're not canceling until you see what happens. Exactly. Your plans, Pearl, I'm not mistaken, are for April. We were planning on coming down in April too, but I don't know if that's going to happen now or not. Oh, you're very welcome, Pearl. You know, this was a big deal for me. When I saw that news story come through, I said, I have to talk about this. I can't just let this sit. Is Disneyland closing? Yes, but only temporarily. For now, it is closed. So we don't know about Florida, if Florida will close or not. There has been no word on yet Florida will close. But for now, Disneyland Resort is the only one here in America that is closing. And again, that's going to be Saturday, March 14th through, right now, I am guessing it's going to be through Tuesday, March 31st, but there's no confirmation on that final day as to when it's going to reopen. Stay tuned to Pepper Tree Villa, of course, for that information. We will be more than happy to send that information your way so to keep you informed as to what's happening in the world of Disney. Oh my goodness, everyone, thank you so much for being here. I tell you, I am so thankful for my village. People around here at my office, everyone's been coming to me saying, Arnie, did you hear the news? Can you believe what happened? I cannot believe what happened. So, thank you, moderators, for everything you're doing for me. Dean at thelifeplace.com, thank you so much for advertising us on your website. We can't do this without you. Thank you so much, Dean. And by the way, Dean did a video this week. Go check it out on The Live Place, his YouTube channel. Life with Ben. Ben dropped a video this morning all about the final episode of the trilogy. The final episode. We're not Chicken Little. Exactly, Pato. No, we're not. We are not Chicken Little. Life with Ben, episode 41. It's all about nations and breakfast. And some people were out there complaining about that, saying, why are you doing this to us? Now we're really hungry. But yeah, you know what? Breakfast at Nation's pretty good. Yeah, and Dean, I really do. I love his weekly show, Life with Ben. I really do enjoy it. Speaking of that, Ben has a contest going right now, courtesy of Candy Mom 15. Cynthia, thank you so much for what you're doing. Everyone, go check out Ben's video, episode 41, and you'll be able to leave a comment. Make your comment creative and funny if you can. And we're going to pick the best one. And that person, courtesy of Cynthia, Candy Mom 15, will be getting a piece of PTV swag. That swag is available on our store, shop.spreadshirt.com/peppertreevilla. Cynthia is going to be purchasing that item and shipping it to the winner of the contest. Now, that's the winning comment on Ben's YouTube video from today's episode of Life with Ben. So make sure you go check it out. And if you can, share it out in your streams and your social media. Let people know what's going on, that Cynthia is going to be buying a piece of PTV swag for one lucky person who has the most creative comment on Ben's video about Nation's Breakfast. Episode 41, Life with Ben, only on PTV. And then finally, on Monday night, we have the Disney Plus Movie Club coming on Monday. So we want everyone to participate. If you're listening to this right now, make sure that if you're not subscribed to Disney Plus, get a subscription, watch the movie Darby O'Gill and the Little People. In honor of St. Patrick's Day next week, we're going to be wearing the green and talking about Darby O'Gill and the Little People. When we're talking about it, hey, Cody, when we're talking about it, make sure that you're paying attention, because after we talk about it, we're going to be doing some trivia questions. And once we have those trivia questions out there, it's your chance to win a prize from us. We'll be sending you a card. We'll be giving you a small token of our appreciation and thanks for the efforts that you have of answering our trivia questions. So we are looking so forward to this. It is so much fun writing questions. Ben and I love questions. And Cody, the question is, yes, Disneyland is closing Saturday, March 14th for 2.5 weeks through at least March 31st, or at least that's what we're estimating for now. The situation remains fluid, so that could change. We just don't know. So again, one more time, PTV Live on Monday night. Don't miss it. We're going to be talking about Darby O'Gill, the Little People, and then having a trivia contest. Everyone, thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I hate to cut it short, but I do have to get back to work. Everyone, Angela here into Newport, Rhode Island, and Boston. So sad. Oh, Carlos, wow. Anyway, I got to get back to work. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of the Daily Dose of Disney. It has been a pleasure talking with all of you and giving you this information about Disneyland. I am so thrilled that the Disney company is going to continue paying the cast members during this closure. That's a relief off of my mind. And the thing is that I don't even work for Disneyland, but I do have lots of friends that do. So I'm very thankful that their paycheck will not be affected by this closure. Everyone, I better get back to work. Have a magical evening, everyone, and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow with another edition of the Daily Dose of Disney. Bye, everyone.